Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode. I am your host of Child of God. I am so excited to be back on the podcast and I hope everyone is doing well. I am back with another Genesis reading. We're reading Genesis 11 and I hope you guys like the readings of Noah and how beautiful the story of Noah was and how righteous he was and how he made everything right with the Lord. So yeah, let's get straight into it. We're reading Genesis 11. Genesis 11, the Tower of Babel. At one time, all the people of the world spoke the same language and used the same words. As the people migrated to the east, they found a plain in the land of Babylonia and settled there. They began saying to each other, "Let's make bricks and harden them with fire." In this region, bricks were used instead of stone, and tar was used for mortar. When they said, "Come, let's build a great city for ourselves within a tower that reaches into the sky. This will make us famous and keep us from being scattered all over the world." But the Lord came down to look at the city and the tower the people were building. "Look," he said, "the people are united and they all speak the same language. After this, nothing they set out to do will be impossible for them. Come, let's go down and confuse the people with different languages. Then they won't be able to understand each other." In that way, the Lord scattered them all over the world, and they stopped building the city. That is why the city was called Babel, because that is where the Lord confused the people with different languages. In this way, he scattered them all over the world. The line of descent from Shem to Abraham. This is the account of Shem's family. 2 years after the great flood, when Shem was 100 years old, he became the father of Exrad. After the birth of Exrad, Shem lived another 500 years and had other sons and daughters. When Exrad was 35 years old, he became the father of Shelah. After the birth of Shelah, Exrad lived another 403 years and he had other sons and daughters. When Shelah was 30 years old, he became the father of Eber. After the birth of Eber, Shelah lived another 403 years and had other sons and daughters. When Eber was 34 years old, he became the father of Peleg. After the birth of Peleg, Eber lived another 430 years and he had other sons and daughters. When Peleg was 30 years old, he became the father of Rer. After the birth of Rer, Peleg lived another 209 years and had other sons and daughters. When Rer was 32 years old, he became the father of Serug. After the birth of Serug, Rer lived another 207 years and he had other sons and daughters. When Serug was 30 years old, he became the father of Nohar. After the birth of Nohar, Serug lived another 200 years and he had other sons and daughters. When Nohar was 29 years old, he became the father of Terah. After the birth of Terah, Norah lived another 119 years and had other sons and daughters. After Terah was 70 years old, he became the father of Abram, Nahor, and Haran. The family of Terah. This is the account of Terah's family. Terah was the father of Abram, Nahor, and Haran was the father of Lot. But Haran died in Ur of the Chaldeans, the land of his birth, while his father Terah was still living. Meanwhile, Abram and Nahor both married. The name of Abraham's wife was Sarai, and the name of Nahor's wife was Milcah. Milcah and her sister Iscah were daughters of Nahor's brothers Haran. But Sarai was unable to become pregnant and had no children. One day Terah took his son Abram, his daughter-in-law Sarai, his son Abram's wife, and his grandson Lot, his son Haran's child, and moved away from Ur of the Chaldeans. He was headed for the land of Canaan, but they stopped at Haran and settled there. Terah lived for 205 years and died while still in Haran. So that ends the end of Genesis 11. I hope you guys like the readings. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye!